Well, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the show this evening is the one and only Jaffa and the legend. Yes, the legend. It is Big Stevie for the drum. How are we doing, gentlemen?
How you doing, Ox? How are you, Jaffa?
Brilliant, lads. How are you doing? Glad to be on Rangers Radio again.
Great to be back.
Good, boys. Everything all right in Big Stevie's world?
Everything's dinky do, mate. I'm sharpening my pencil, just getting ready, counting hours down to the new kick after the season, and just let's see where it takes us. I'm happy with my team's business, and let's just see where we go with it.
I'm so glad that you've been able to join us here on Rangers Radio tonight. Took some time off your work to join us. And how are you, Jaffa?
I'm brilliant. Thanks, Ox. Glad to be on again. Thanks for having us. Can't wait for the start of the new season as well, like Stevie. Saturday's women.
As Bridgeman would say, 2 more sleeps, Jaffa.
And a nap or two.
Oh, well, aye. How many naps, Stevie?
It'd be a few if it's a Bridgeman. The legend, may I say?
Yes, definitely. Jaffa, are you happy with the business we've done?
Hey, I'm Ox, yes. Possibly maybe someone else up front. I don't know how the things are going with Sakala and Roof. I'm hearing that Roof might be for a move on loan. So if that happened, I would certainly think they might have somebody up their cuff that they're ready to bring in. Ross Stewart's name's still mentioned in the background at Sunderland. That's the only area, Ox. Apart from that, the other lads, Matondo, really excited to see how his season develops. Davies from Liverpool, I thought was a great signing, and I really, really, really like the look of Tom Lawrence.
Okay, I don't think you're alone in that. Port Vale's a big fan already, and we'll see where it takes us. I don't like to read too much into pre-season games. You see them first impressions. Sometimes that sticks, Stevie, but other times you have to change your mind. I mean, this time last year, John Lundstrom came in, didn't start great, then had a run of man in the matches. And also, this time last year, would we have took maybe £2 million for Calvin Bassey? Things changed rapid in football, Stevie.
Don't half. I'm quite happy with the pre-season. I know people don't class them a bit, but the likes of the West Ham and the Spurs games, mate, we competed with the Premiership teams. I don't care what anybody says. In spells of their games, we done all right against them. We really did. We played some nice one-touch stuff all the way up the park for certain goals against West Ham. And all right, we all know that. It's a step up when you play the Spurs. But in the first half particularly, I thought we'd done really well against them. Second half, you always thought they had a gear in them. The movement for the boys' Song and Harry Kane, and I can't mind the big boy. I don't know if he's a Russian boy or who he is, but the movement after the three guys, man, they moved in sync, so they did. And they were absolute tremendous. And if you give Harry Kane a sniff, that's what happens, But listen, the Teddy Bears done well against them, and it squared us right up for Europa League. And let us see a wee bit of, although it was a friendly, I mean, the boys in Tottenham said after it was a proper game, and that's what if they thought that, then, my God, imagine the crowd if they were there at Leipzig and stuff like that, regarding the fans and stuff. But listen, I'm quite happy with what we've set up. I'm quite happy with the signings, and I'm glad. I'm really interested to see this boy we signed for Besiktas. I don't know his name. I can't mind his name. Yeah, what is it?
I'll get it pronounced right for you, Stevie. It's let's see. Yadvan, wait a minute, let me just get it right, mate, so we get it right. Dairy Boy Justice.
Ridwan Yilmaz.
Ridvan
Yilmaz.
We'll go with that. Ridvan Yilmaz. Ridvan, yeah.
Ridvan.
Yilmaz. Right, okay. We'll see, but obviously he's not got his work permit yet, so we'll see him when we see him, and hopefully he gets himself fit. No hassle, comes in, and he's a benefit for us. Only time will tell. Talking about benefits, just like to thank Craig Houston, who joined us last night with some positive feedback that people enjoyed hearing some of the things Craig had to say. It was it came across really well on the show. I've never met Craig, so spoke to him last night, and he came on to talk about particular Club 1872, but stayed on because he wanted to talk about the Rangers. So it was great to hear from the guy, and I thought he came across really well. Jaffa?
Yeah, Ox, I listened in. Craig's obviously he's one of us. He's a bear like the rest of us. He was one of the guys during my troubles that certainly his voice was heard, and he put his head up, and he was telling last night about being arrested 4 times, which was scandalous. I take my hat off to Craig for everything he done for our club and standing up for us. And he's obviously now part of Club 1872, and he came on to chat about that last night, Ox. It was good to hear what he had to say. There was a lot of stuff that he answered for me. But as I touched on with you earlier, Ox, it'd be good to see some harmony break out between both Club 1872 and the club itself. I think that would be positive moving forward.
Arrested 4 times, mate. I was with you for 3 days in Spain, and I get that come to me. Right, Stevie.
Listen, I thought Craig came on there and he handled himself very well, and I thought he spoke great, to be honest, and it was great for the show to have him on, and it was good of the show to give him the wee platform. But the biggest thing for me was it lets you a wee insight that Club 1872 are all Bert as well. A wee bit, he's a normal Bert, Craig. He does his best. He's come on last night. He's worked his way through a few questions and everything else. I thought he carried himself very well, and again, it gives you a wee insight to other Bears. I mean, we all support Rangers in different ways. You know, I mean, I'm in my jails. I'm not in Club 1872 and stuff like that there. Everybody's different. And he didn't do sell any harm last night. Just let me say that. And I just hope there's no more. I think it was it Jaffa actually asked him about the hanging their dirty linen out on social media. I mean, if they knock that in the head, then I've no problem. You know, everything's spotted it.
Aye, what we'll say is, look, we've always said this. Anybody who wants to come on this show and talk about a Rangers subject, Stevie, they're welcome and begin a fair hearing. We're part of the Rangers family.
Can I just ask you a question, Ox? How long were you trying to get somebody on for Club 1872? It's been a wee while, eh?
Years, mate. Years.
There you go. So 10 out of 10 to Craig Houston. The guy dusted himself down, come on. He's just joined 1872 in a different role or whatever he's doing, and he's come on there and he's not done he's done himself justice, and he's not done any harm to Club 1872. So
people will make their own mind up. People will their own mind up. Yeah.
Just my opinion. Opinion.
No, what I'm saying is they'll make their mind up how they spend their cash. That's their prerogative, isn't it?
Yep. Well, he didn't hold anything back when he was asked.
Very honest.
Very honest. I mean, he didn't hide it. And, you know, some people might not like the makeup of Club 1872, and he explained that away when you were asking him the questions, you know, about putting shells in, how does it go about, and the guy was straight to the point and very honest. So, as I said, he done no harm for Club 1872, and he got a cracking wee. Let's be honest, it was good to us giving him a platform to say his bit as well. So, well done to yourself, Ox, by the way. You done a good interview with the guy. Well, and I'm not kidding on when I say that. I listened back to it this morning. I was looking for things to get you with, but I couldn't get it. So you must have done all right.
No, not at all, mate. It's just if somebody bounces after you and they come answer your questions, that's it, mate. That's all you look for. I think it's all about the other person. They make that kind of show. It's nothing to do with me, mate. Right, okay. Look, we've got a big game coming up on Saturday. It's the start of the league campaign. Obviously, it's a priority, but this is a big couple of weeks for the club in general, Jaffa.
Oh, it's massive, Fox, because obviously, you know, how we play on Saturday and how the team shapes up and what the outcome of Saturday's game has a massive impact on what happens on Tuesday night. And Tuesday night's huge, and I think we all thoroughly enjoyed the European run last year, and I think we all know just how valuable this Champions League qualifiers could be for the club. Ox, it is massive. The financial impact is huge, but not only that, getting into the Champions League would be brilliant if we could achieve that, and I'm sure we all agree, and we're all rooting for the team. But the way we shape up and the way the team are ready to go is everything, and I think we're all excited to see what Rangers turns up on Saturday. I hope the players are right up for it, and his selection, Gio's selection, and then moving on to Tuesday, Ox. So massive couple of days and a couple of weeks moving forward.
Yeah.
Sorry, Stevie?
I can only agree with everything Jeff has said there. It's very, very important that we get off to a good start. For me, Livingston, let's be honest, first game of the season, I keep hearing stuff about the pitch. No, it's the same players that have played in a million times. Rangers have got 2 plastic pitches, one indoors and one outdoors in the training ground. Now, we should be able to go out there and put them to bed and make sure we got a good start, a good lift, get into this Champions League qualifier. And I believe everybody, I've been reading a few things that we can't take this mob as in granted we're going to beat them. We need to go here and we need to be professional as we can and treat them as serious as we can, give them all the respect they need and just make sure that we can bring them back to Ibrox and put it to bed. And I do believe when we do beat them, that we'll get Monaco or PSV, is that right?
I think we can get... let me just get this right. We can either get Monaco or PSV or the winners of Kiev and Sturm Graz. Yeah.
Right, so let's be honest, guys. That's 4 clubs that's been there around about preliminary rounds and Champions League group stages and stuff. So, well, listen. First of all, we've got to beat them all. We've got coming up in front of us, and I'm not taking them lightly at all. After Malmo last year as well, so we'll just go to dig deep, do what we do away, bring them back to Ibrox, where everybody knows we're a very hard team to beat at Ibrox. So I'm very optimistic with anybody at Ibrox, but just let's knuckle down and let's get the business done. We need to get a good start, Ox.
3 points is crucial, Trafford. It doesn't matter if it's the first or second game, it's 3 points, yeah?
We've got to get off the flyer, Stevie's right, Ox. I mean, we really do. We've got to be out the traps on Saturday, 12 o'clock kick-off. Got to be right up for it. And whatever team he picks out of the pool, the substantial pool of players he's got at his disposal, whatever that team is, they've got to put a performance in, Ox. It has to happen from the off. 3 points is imperative. And then we move on to Tuesday over in Belgium. So it's critical. It really is critical. We've got some great new players that have joined the club. It'll be interesting. We've all seen them in flashes, different games of pre-season. This is it starting now. So onwards and upwards. Let's get the team out there. And I agree with Stevie. Let's drop all the pitch talk. It's the same for both teams. We've played on it now for a number of seasons. So let's just get into it and get the football played.
Aye, I get it. I'll put you 2 gentlemen on the spot before we get the phone lines open. What you've seen this now, what would be 11 you'll start with on Saturday, Stevie?
What would be my 11?
Aye, Stevie McPherson's 11.
Right, okay, right. I'm going to go with McGregor. Right, it'll be Tav, Golson. I'm going to go with Borna, obviously, because the other boys, work permit and all the rest of it. I'm going to leave that centre-half position, right, because would the surprises and play Ben Davies? I don't know.
Big shout, mate, big shout.
I know that, I know. Midfield, I'm going to go with Glenn Kamara, Lundstrom, what's the boy's name? Tom
Lawrence,
yes. And then out in the left, I'm going to play Kent, Kolach, and on the right wing, I'm going to go with Matondo's injured, isn't he?
Well, we don't know if he could be fit for.
Well, if Matondo's fit, I would put Matondo in, but if no, then Scott Wright, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my team.
Jaffa, you see any differences?
Roughly same personnel, Ox. I would just probably formation-wise, I think he'll play a 3 at the back. I think he'll play 3-4-3. I think it'll be Davis. Davis on the right, the 3 at the back, with Suter on Davis on the left, Suter on the right, Golson in the middle. Midfield, Tav, Florence, Lundstrom and Barisic, and up front right, Kolak and Kent. McLaughlin in goal for me. I think he'll go with John McLaughlin.
3-4-3. All right, okay. All right.
Jaffa, would you play right ahead of Matondo?
I would play only if he's carrying an ox, Stevie. Obviously.
Exactly.
If Matondo's fully fit, I would play Matondo. But I think he'll be with one eye, obviously, on Tuesday night. And if he's come back for I don't know what's been wrong with the lad. I don't know if it's been a strain or if he's had a wee knot in his thigh or whatever. But if he's had a Charlie horse, he might want to just give him a few more days rest before Tuesday night. Because those, I mean, the only thing I've just said, let's forget about the surface, but I think we know that the Astros are a wee bit harder on the underfoot than what the grass is, so he might take that into consideration, Stevie.
He might have one eye on the game during the week. Do you know what I mean? So
I mean, what I'll say is, if Wright starts, Matondo will probably come on at some point for minutes anyway, just to get minutes into his legs and freshen him, keep him fresh.
Is Sakala completely out of the picture we use, lads?
Not for me, no.
No, Stevie?
No, for me either. I mean, I'll just take you back. I thought he was excellent against Celtic at Parkhead. I really thought he was excellent, and he could have had another couple of goals. A header, he hit the post, he scored a goal. I mean, I thought Sakala handled them well, really well, and the boy has been no bad when he has come on in flashes, when he's got a bit of time. I just, it's a hard one, isn't it? It's a really hard one when you're talking about fashion, But no, I wouldn't put him totally out the picture, Ox. Definitely no.
All right, okay. Yourself, Jaffa?
No, not for me, Ox. I think he's definitely part of the pool. I think he'll get his game time, and I think he'll be needed when, like for example, on Saturday, he's the kind of guy, if you're sitting at 2-1 or 2-0, taking Kolak off to give him a breather and bring Sakala on. He's full of energy. He's got the legs. So no, I still see him as being a big part of the pool moving forward throughout the season.
Got a goal at Livingston, didn't he, last year, the leader? The last time we were there, didn't he?
Aye, he did, mate. You're right. Good header. Right, okay. Yep. We'll get the phone lines open, gents, eh?
Absolutely.
Sounds like a plan. Yep, get the bells in.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
The two of you differ on your goalkeeper. Who wants to go first? Jaffa.
I don't know, Ox. I think you'll see more of McLaughlin this year. I think it's great that Alan's staying and for another year. I'm delighted he was, to be honest with you. I was hoping he would stay on for another year. Just because he's what he brings, Ox, to the whole team. I think Alan McGregor's a massive part of our club, and I don't think you can lose that kind of experience, especially if Stephen Davis had went as well. So you need the old heads in there. You need them to basically tell the new guys that are joining what it's all about and show them the standards and the levels it's expected. But I think McGregor will be played less throughout the season than his actual match time. And I just my humble opinion, I get a lot more confidence when McGregor's a great shot stopper, that I would never take away from him. But John McLaughlin's ball handling, in particular at corners and high balls coming in, where I think we lost quite a lot of goals last year. I think that's the biggest plus for John McLaughlin in his game.
I would give you that up to Blackpool and West Ham, mate.
I knew you were going to say that.
Aye.
The floor's yours, Mr. McPherson.
Oh, I mean, what Jaffa says totally right. You'll not get a better shot stopper than Griggsy. Where McLaughlin's strengths are is commanding the 6-yard box, coming out high up. I think his distribution's a wee bit better than McGregor's as well. But look, the two of them have got two good goalies. Well, they've actually got three good goalies. I sat and I said to my Jamie, I watched obviously began and we watched the warm-up at Ibrox and the young boy McCrory's in, and I've watched that boy pulling off some saves when they do that, the 1-2 and then the boys all having a shot at him. And by the way, young Ross McCrory had a good, not a bad game against them or not. Ibrox when we put him in, to get flung in at the deep end basically. And it's going to be eachy peachy, either or could be in that team, and I don't think any of us would bat an eyelid. I think we'd be pretty confident no matter what goalie went in. But I agree with Jaffa. I think you'll see Mary McLaughlin this season than you have any other season.
All right, interesting to hear anybody else's thoughts if they give us a call. But also, what about Jaffa's 352? Is that a possibility? If you want to join us, give us your thoughts. Join us in 0141 356 1972 phone in. Hang on, and you'll speak to one of the lovely receptionists. Aye. 352. Do you think that'll happen, Jaffa?
343.
343, sorry.
343. Aye. With Tarvin Barisic in the same roles that he started at Blackpool, where he had them up basically sitting on the halfway line. And Tom Lawrence effectively playing behind Kolak.
What's happening with John Lundstrom with that, mate? Because he's been playing that role where he's constantly dropped back in, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah. I think he would play with effectively Lawrence as a number 10 behind Kolak, which is where he's most effective. But he's also good in the turn. And when we lose ball, Tom Lawrence, he's good at. He's got the defence in his game. Just my hunch, Oxen, just for what I've seen in pre-season, he set up a couple of times, not against West Ham. Although they did move into a partial three at the back on occasions in the first half when they turned the ball over. And as I think we've all spoke on here, one of the great things about Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's systems is that it's the fluidity of it throughout the match, where that three at the back could easily resort back to a 4. It could resort back to a 5. When you're getting pressed and when the opposition are on attack. So, and that's one of the biggest benefits I've seen of Gio's tenure in the short time that he's been at the club since last November. And I think one of the main reasons why we done so well in Europe last year.
Right. My crack on that is, I think he'll always, away from home, I think he'll always play 4 at the back. Maybe at Ibrox he'll play a 3-5-2, I think. Maybe you'll see more of that at Ibrox this season. That would be my take on it. But as Jaffa rightly says, he changes the game during he can change the formation during the game so many times, just depending on what's in front of you. Players might get sent off or whatever, then he's got to change it. But me personally, I'd love to see Rangers going 3 at the back at Ibrox and 3-5-2 and going for it, man, and really putting teams to the sword, But how many are going to get this right? How far away is my team going to be Saturday? No.
That's the thing, Stevie. You've picked an 11 out each, and you know what's going to happen. There'll be a bit. You'll get 3 out of it, and I'll probably get 2 out of the 11.
Well, Listen, I was looking at a thing, somebody put it on a post, and it was two different teams, full Rangers teams, and it was McLaughlin and that team, McGregor, and then it was, and it, by the way, we've got a great squad, by the way. We really have got a good squad. I'm excited, and it wouldn't matter to me about goalkeepers and stuff like that. You've got a wee bit of quality coming off the bench now, game changers, guys that can change the game for you. And that's the difference. No, that's the difference for me.
No, my downside with that formation you've mentioned, Jaffa. See, if you don't get it right, you can end up with 5 at the back, and then the midfield gets swamped.
Yep.
If your fullbacks or your ex-fullbacks
start drifting back.
Aye, I know those bomb forward, but if they end up getting pinned back, you have nothing in midfield.
I think there's got to be a discipline in the Ox when you set up like that, which is what they done at Blackpool for the first half. Is that you saw Barisic, who looked quite uncomfortable, actually, if the truth be told, because he was playing so high up the pitch, and he kept getting told, he was obviously instructed to almost play like a behind Kent, so it pushed Kent up further up the park, and he kept looking back the way, and because he was going drifting, as you quite rightly say, drifting back to his natural position of a left back, but obviously it gets overcrowded, and that can lead to a lot of confusion. So it's got to be something that I think they've been trying and obviously doing in the training ground, and I'm hoping that's the case, that if they do play the system, they all know their roles. Just a hunch I've got, Ox, is just for what I've seen, and looking at the personnel that we've signed, with Ben Davis being such a strong, he can play either full back or left back, so he's a strong left-sided player, and obviously Suter being a strong right-sided player. It's just a hunch I get with how he's going to set up, and as we said, we saw it on a number of occasions last year where we can almost drifted into that. We Lundstrom dropping back into the back three. And in fact, I think we've done it against Hearts in the Scottish Cup final.
It's good to have the fluidity in your system, Stevie, and it'll be interesting to see what he does,
100%. 100%. That's the difference. I mean, we spoke about Stevie G's tactics and some of them, and I mean, we've got a guy I know. It's that move during Europe there, where he played Bassey at left back against Dortmund. I mean, what a move that was! That worked wonders for us that night. So it's good. Listen, but I'm really confident in Gio. I'm really confident about how he's went about his business and the way he's going to maybe set up against any team. But it's great the fact that he can switch it and swap it during the game. I don't think we've had that for a wee while, and it's really looking good. And as I said, the squad that we've got, I mean, my God, it seems you put the paper, the two different teams, we're doing great, mate.
I'm glad you mentioned Giovanni. Jaffa, do you think he's grown into the job? You see him looking more confident than he did, say, Christmas time?
I do, Ox, I do. And I think now that he's had 2 transfer windows, in particular, this transfer window, the summer one, where obviously we've lost Aribo and we've lost Bassey, and he's brought in 7 new players. He's starting to put his own, this Dutch way of total football where they play with the 2 wingers. I mean, that was something we were all crying out for. He's went out and signed Matondo, who, again, we can only judge what you see on the pre-seasons. To say the lad's rapid is an understatement. He's fast, really fast, and good on the ball. Took up good positions. So he's went and done. He's put his own mark on it, Ox. I think he has grown into the job. I really do.
Jaffa, I'm glad Jaffa mentioned there he's put his head. And you know what I'm really surprised at, guys? I'm really surprised that he's not signed in his fellow countrymen. I thought we might have got somebody for Holland. I mean, being the Feyenoord manager there and stuff like that, I thought there might have been a wee diamond somewhere that he might have brought in for even the lower league in Holland, just a wee diamond that he's worked with, or something like that. I mean, I'm really surprised that he's no. But listen, I'm really delighted with what he has got in. I'm really, really delighted. I mean, he's strengthened in every... Well, I mean, when you look at the squad, I mean, we've got 2 people for every position now, and it's 2 real good guys that could start at any time, and that's what we've got now. I mean, as Ox asked us there, is Sakala at the picture? I don't think so. And I would say he's probably my 3rd choice now. If Roof goes away, he's my 3rd choice, 4th. If Roof's still there, I mean, that's how far down the pecking order Sakala might end up, But anyway, I'm delighted again with what he's done. And yes, I think he's grown into the Joe box. I really do. I think he's getting more confident as time goes on. That run in the Europa League and him getting that on his CV, getting to a final and winning the Scottish Cup, I think that's made him and his team feel that wee bit more confident, give them a wee bit of swagger.
Aye, for shout, Stevie. Aye, I get it. I don't know if it's just something I'm picking up when I'm watching him, but it just looks more comfortable, Jaffer. I don't kind of pinpoint it on anything.
It does, Rox. I think, I mean, that probably is a multitude of things that give him that, the persona that he's given off now. Obviously, the run in Europe, as Stevie says, helps tremendously getting the Scottish Cup. I mean, we weren't a million miles away in the league. We made a couple of major blunders in particular results. But the results we got and the teams that we put to the sword, both at Ibrox and abroad in Europe, is... I mean, he's not only put Giovanni van Bronckhorst back in the map, he's put Rangers well and truly back in the map. You only see some of the compliments we've been getting throughout the summer, and none more so than Ajax coming in and saying we're setting left back for the best part of 20-odd million euros, 26 million euros or whatever it is. And you just wonder, Ox, I know Stevie was talking about there's been... I was like Stevie, I thought there might have been some Dutch players joined us in the summertime. But to my surprise, there hasn't been. But you wonder how much influence Giovanni van Bronckhorst or the Dutch guys had on Ajax getting involved in the transfer of Calvin Bassey.
Aye, you wonder, mate. You're wondering. It'd be interesting to see if they were trailing him before Christmas or it was a European run. It would be really interesting to have a conversation, a genuine conversation, Jaffer.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. An honest one. Just that's a great point, Ox. When did the interest level from Ajax become apparent? Was it?
Or it was they watched him in the final and said we'll have a bit of that.
I think a lot of teams done that, didn't they? Brighton included, and I wonder how many phone calls Rangers took about Calvin Bassey. Information, sadly, we probably will never find out. But that information is great to know. I mean, Calvin Bassey goes with all our best wishes. It's a bittersweet situation, but...
Or could it have been the minute he walked in the joint?
You don't know.
Big Shirley Bassey for Bell's Den there, huh? Brilliant. Aye, very good.
Sorry about that. I apologise.
Can I say something on Calvin Bassey, mate?
Yes.
Listen, I love the guy. I love the big man. See that, the Leipzig game when after the game and he looked into the camera and he went, "That's for you, Jimmy. We love you. We love you." He got the club, mate. He fell in love with the club, Big Bassey. And see, to think that it was him and the young defender at Everton, the two of them with the COVID thing. Just thinking of money we could have lost. No, if we let them go. Unbelievable. And look at the money they put in. But see, Big Bassey, genuine, nice big guy. Great player. And my God, he's got bags of potential. And I truly think that he's going to go somewhere bigger than Ajax again. He's going to go to some bigger club, maybe Juventus or something like that, or hoover him up. He's got too much energy. He leaves everything on the park. Mm-hmm. And I remember Casper Mines back to the St Mirren game when we get put at the cup. The big man just... The boy nicked the ball away from him and went down as if he was shot, and he gave the penalty away. And I'll always remember the cries, "Get rid of him, he's too raw." And my God. And as you say, Docs, look how football can change instantly. Big Bassey, 23 million to Ajax. Unbelievable. And all the best to him, because he doesn't realise what he's done for our club. And by the way, our club was great for him, a great fit.
Yeah. A real genuine guy. Talking about that. we couldn't find one, so we've been joined by Alex Kelly. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Lanzarote.
You still there?
I just thought I would give you a wee bell. I arrived on Sunday evening there, Jaffa. So Big Stevie tagged me with it last year, so I thought we'd give you a wee bell back again.
How we doing, big man? All right?
Aye, magic. Oh, magic. Enjoying this glorious weather down here. I hope it's raining up there. No offence.
No, it's not raining where I'm at.
Oh, that's good. That's because you live in a mansion, though. But I wanted to say happy anniversary to Myra Hindley and Ted Bundy. Well done, Stevie.
Thank you. I'm that quiet. Thank you.
And I also wanted to commend your interview last night, Gerrard. I thought it was excellent. You came across very well, and so did Craig Houston.
Thanks,
so it's well done for that. The only thing that surprised me about it is Big Al. He was that far up, Craig. You could almost tell by the soles of his shoes it was him.
Remember, you better watch yourself, because Lanzarote's a lot nearer to Australia than we are.
You better start canoeing the new then. But no, it was a good interview.
What have you made of the pre-season, Alec?
Aye, we're into game mode now, aren't we? But the last two games, I thought we've been acquitted ourselves very well against good opposition. It was a good test for the new players to come in to try different things. But the boy Lawrence looks a good one, and the boy Matonda, they're sticking out. And I like Big Kolach up front, as you've intimated the last couple of shows. Is it an either or with Kolach and Morelos, or can the two of them play together? Can Morelos play that deeper role with the big man up top? Can they swap round about? It just gives us good options, I think, going forward.
I think there's a place for all of that, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you do it at the right time. A question for you, Alex, and I'll take it to the boys. Are you more confident this season than you were this time last season?
About winning the league?
The league.
Just a good season?
The league.
I would probably say aye, because I think we would. There's less pressure on us this year, I think, because we won the 55, and I think the mindset of the group, and definitely the mindset of the manager, was totally different this year to what it was last year. So these players have got a point to prove now. They've hopefully got a bit between the teeth. They'll use the disappointment of losing the league as the inspiration to go in and win things this year. And I think that we're getting a fair bit of pedigree and respect off of big wins in Europe with the players that's come to look at us. I think a lot of the players, definitely, they're positive vibes about the place again, which is great to have.
Same question to you, Stevie, and then Jeff.
Ted Bundy. Listen, one thing about, I know, I was keeping that quiet to Alec Kelly. Listen, one thing about Big Kolach and Morelos, by the way, up front, they're strong, aren't they? Who's going to bully them? They're two big, strong boys, aren't they? So I would love to see, I hope, as Ox said, there's 100% we can get the two and try that out. That would be something to see. You know, we thought it might have worked with Eton, but it didn't, you know. But I think the big boy, Kolach, is just a different animal, and I think he's going to be really good for us this season. And I can't remember what the other question was.
There only was one question, and you never touched it at all. Are you more confident this season?
Yes, last season? Yes, we have to this season. That's why I'm confident. There's no messing about. We needed to get that League One this season. Okay. You know, we probably, in my eyes, Ox, would have won the league last year, only I think it got to the stage where we could do this year now. And I think we've really fully concentrated in Europe. And by the way, we only get beat before, what was it, 4 points in the end of? I would honestly state, if we didn't have that big long run in Europe, I think we might have been in a better position in the league.
All right, okay. Jaffa?
Yeah, I'm more confident this term Hawks going into the league than what I was last year. I like the business we've done. We've spent some decent money in the transfer window for our club. We've spent decent money from where we've been. You know, the Ridvan Yilmaz from Turkey, €6.5 million. Obviously the Ben Davies transfer, Matondo. So I like what the business we've done. I think the board have done great, giving Gio the money, and I'm sure there's probably some more there if he needs it. Should anything happen with Ruth and he wants to strengthen up front, I'm more confident. And I agree with what Alec was saying about the pressure levels. The team, the group now, you know, having the disappointment of last year, and obviously the elation as well of getting to the UEFA Cup final. It really need to make that work for them, and understand that there's fine margins between the two of us. With that other lot across the city, you know, those wins, and obviously let's hope that there's no any fixture manipulation going on at Christmas time, because we know they like you know, mixing it up a wee bit and bringing 4 or 5 new players in to suit their own system.
Stevie, is that your buzzer gone?
No.
Oh, just in case you were getting a delivery. I know how romantic you are, you know what I mean?
I get my 2 Kilmarnock pies out the Aldi's a day. They're ready to go. I'll let you after the show. I get caught. Sure, mind with a McDonald's. So I've learned from my lesson. I've learned from my mistakes.
Talking about pies, Stevie. Have you ever had a chicken tikka pie?
Chicken tikka pie? No, I've not. I've seen a couple of Ibrox. They went a bit exotic. You get a curry pie, and what was the other one? There was another couple of different ones. Was it haggis? I can't mind. And I thought, oh my God, I wonder what they're like. Is the other the steak?
Haggis is exotic.
That's exotic. You're drunk.
Get that haggis pie in for Robbie.
Aye. By the way, just before I forget, I want to thank Craig for last night. No, saying Club 1872 carried the hint about the pies at Ibrox. That's what I did. But anyway,
I wonder who that was aimed at.
Aye. And you were telling them we were all volunteers as well. We were on this station. I had a wee chuckle at that as well. Brilliant. Good humour.
Aye. Well, I feel a wee bit more confident, and I think that's coming for the manager. If I'm being honest, I think it was quite a hard task and big shoes to fill, Stevie G, and they were down when they left. Let's be honest, you know. And I know that some of our form wasn't great, and we toughed and puffed, and we might have questioned Stevie, but we loved him. Let's be honest. And he came in, and Gio. It took us a good run, and then we had a wee bad period. But as you said, Jaffa, the European thing just kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and it became potentially, possibly once in a generation thing. Well, I suppose in Scotland that's every 5 or 6 years. But he just looks as if he's got people in. He knows where he's going. He's got a plan. It's his team. He's building up, and hopefully he'll live and die by his selections now, Jaffa. Yeah,
absolutely, Ox. I mean, it's. I mean, the other thing. I mean, we did all love Stevie G, and to a man, any Rangers fan that says otherwise, I mean, they'll be in a very low minority. And I think we can all recognise now with Stevie G as well. I mean, you've heard some players talk about it. You've heard Calvin Bassey mention the presence. Stevie G came with Stevie G's profile, and that in itself is a weight. That's a weight, and it can be a weight around a team. And I think with what we saw for a lot of the players, in my opinion, I think a lot of the players felt a wee bit sort of relieved in some respect that the pressure was off when Stevie G went, because there was a huge media spotlight on the whole situation with Stevie G. And I don't sense that same spotlight with Gio. And I think that can only be a good thing for the benefit of the morale and the team and what goes on in the dressing room. It's all about the team. Gio often says that. It's about the players. he puts a system in place, but it's about the players carrying out the message. I'm excited for the to see what Gio can, and bearing in mind we've added as well to the coaching team in the last couple of days as well. So I mean, we're still pushing forward in that respect.
By the way, we've also added to the board of directors. It was very remiss of me. George Taylor yesterday, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Hong Kong-based businessman, been added to the board.
A famous Glasgow family, and George is a big blue nose. Obviously been successful in business, so welcome to the board. I mean, he's been about for a long time, running about the periphery of the club, and been a great supporter financially and bringing people in as well. So we'll welcome George on the board, and I hope it goes well for you. Aye. Alex, what's your thoughts? Aye, on you go, Stevie. Yeah.
Just touch on about Stevie G, but we can't forget you guys. Stevie G came in, and Jaffer's right. He came in with the Stevie G, with the whole persona that comes with him. Stevie G was a world icon. He took the job on with Glasgow Rangers, and I'll tell you what the guy done. He gave us our self-respect back. And he didn't only do that, he got his 55, and look at the assets he built up in that team. When a guy goes for £22 million, that was Stevie G, brought the boys in, Aribo. He left us with a team of assets, by the way. None of us liked him when he went the way he went. It was just too quick. It was 1 minute he was there, the carpet was whipped, and away he went. But since Gio's come in, he's took the baton on. Great run in Europe. The confidence he's building, and he's starting to put his own touch on it. But let's not forget about what Stevie G's done for us. In Europe, he gave us our self-respect back, and he left that team with a lot of assets in it. And when the team that he took on, you have a look at the team that Stevie G took on, and look what he left us with. He done a lot of good for our club. And know the biggest laugh, you had a world icon like Stevie G playing in your Scottish League, and what did the SFA and the SPFL do? And using the brand and bumming the place up and using them. No, what did they do? You know, they played everything down, and they're honestly. But anyway, just for the Rangers fans, Jaffa's totally right. It'll be a low minority didn't like Stevie G. I certainly did. And would I have him back if it was ever to happen later on, if it was ever to come back for a second stint? I would probably say aye to that with open arms at some point. Still a young man.
I think the job he done for us was superb, and obviously we're going to talk about it, but we hadn't planned to. But listen, I agree with you. It left a bad taste in him with how he left, and also maybe, if we're honest, who he left for, because they were in trouble, and I don't think anything's really changed for Villa out of the course of the season. They never really moved much in the league. They done all right, but look, you're right. The squad that he built up compared to the squad that he had with very finances, they done a fine job, and we'll be eternally grateful to the young man. Alex?
100% agree with both you guys here. I would actually, there's been that many comparisons drawn between him and Souness, and because of the career paths that they took and the clubs that they've played with. I would be venturing to put Stevie G. I think he'll be lauded in future years every time Souness come back to, but it's an icon for what he did. And I think as the years go by, just like Stevie says, I think the Rangers support will really appreciate what he done for our club. He gave us our self-respect back, as Stevie said. He gave us our club back for me, because we were going nowhere. It was embarrassing results in domestic football, European football, and that man dragged us up to give us the standards back to what we're used to. Goating our team is allowing finances to, for the next manager, who is Gio, to build and progress again. So I've got nothing but praise for Stevie G. Well done.
Aye, we were still all angry at the time, because our focus, our passion, our love is Glasgow Rangers, Jaffa.
Oh, absolutely, Ox. I mean, I remember that day. The only way I can describe it was the feeling was the first time your first ever bird broke up with you. It was gut wrenching. That was how it felt for me. I was devastated. But and I know it would be
After
interesting.
50 or 60, you used to it, Jaffa.
I knew you were going to say something. I knew
it. But see, Stevie G is Stephen Gerrard is the man, and I wholeheartedly agree with everything that you've all said. Stevie G, Alec Kelly will come back to Ibrox, and he'll be lauded. He'll be carried into Ibrox, and so he should be, because he did give us our club back, his self-respect, everything. I mean, some of the players that Stevie mentioned that he's brought in, and I tell you all, see, another thing about Stephen Gerrard, I would love to hear an interview with him, and I hope I'm still around to hear an interview with him in about 20 or 30 years' time. Because see, from a managerial point of view, I bet you that the best satisfaction that he ever got was probably scouting around the lower leagues of England, hunting around for the Joe Aribos, hunting around the Calvin Bassey, the Leicester Academy, for the Calvin Basseys of this world, and bringing them in. Because it's all well and good now. He's got millions upon millions of pounds. He could buy anybody at Villa. But everybody wants to buy those players. Coaching them and making the team out of the kids is where the satisfaction comes in.
Good point. I've just done the arithmetic. No, I think you'll miss that interview.
You're probably right. Probably right. Well, bring it down to the graveyard and let me hear it then.
Aye, listen, done a fantastic job for us, and we'll always be part of our history, Alex. And we can't take it away from.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Listen, by the way, I know we're coming up for a tune. Any chance of playing that one that Fox played last night? I hear it was a popular number.
You'll get cut off.
what I was laughing at. Ox was like, Craig Houston, you might enjoy the tune and that, you might know it.
All right, when I said that, Fox changed it, Stevie.
I think he done it for practice, mate.
Aye.
I actually play that at Jaffa's funeral.
Just out of curiosity, Stevie, is Jaffa gold, bronze or silver?
Oh, he doesn't know what we're talking about, that. He think we're talking about my chairs. We're talking about honors.
Is that the coffins?
Oh dear. Talking about my chairs, do you think we should start a GoFund page up for our big mate Stevie? He's been moaning a wee bit, hasn't he?
Oh, by the way, he's got every right to moan. Especially that man. That man's, I think it's his 78th or 79th trip in Europe. And for Rangers to charge £700 and odd to fly in and fly out is whoa, man. That is wow. That's, look at the money the Teddy Bears made last season. What would have been to charter a flight? Anybody who has 1,600 points in gold that goes all in Europe, fling them on and even pay off it for them. I mean, they've chartered a flight that doesn't get any dearer once you charter the flight. So, I mean, what would it be? You hear all the stories about clubs putting buses on for fans to take them away games, and I know it's a lot of money, but you bear something back, man. We've been to the well a million times, and guys like Southside, who follow Rangers all over Europe, but who can recruit when they ticket or no, he always finds a way to get into the game, And for that man to fork out $700, I think we'll need to start a just giving page. You're right.
Oh dear, he'll be looking for us too tomorrow.
Oh, he's playing poker tonight. I hope he wins. Put
him down for silver, mate.
That's a good.
He's an oak veneer raised lid. All Southside. Silver Hornels.
Don't worry, Alex. You'll be a closed casket. Carry on, Alex.
Right, I've got to keep myself up tonight. What's happened here?
Just saying that. That's a good result for Motherwell tonight. Great result for Scottish football.
I know they were 1 down. What did it end up, Alex?
2-0. 3-0 and I get beat home and away.
Brilliant.
Top six.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Well, I keep their run.
It's
I
up there.
think they've only won one game since New Year, haven't they?
Oh, horrendous.
They only
Top
won
six
one
in
game,
Scotland.
Was it no only one game they want to get them into top six, the last game of the season or something? Just before the flat.
Got to do us a favour, boys. Got to keep your powder dry. That's shocking, isn't it? Come on, Sligo Rovers. Dear. I mean, I was
all still blue. We've got to come in. He's come back with defence of Fox about last night's tune. I thought it was a very apt tune for the night. Fox's selection was a bit too intelligent for the average Paro member. There you are.
the tune was all about behaviour, how you should behave when you wear the Rangers crest. It was all about our behaviour.
Well, maybe you should look in the mirror, Mr. McPherson.
No, you get Doc Mangel's points for misbehaviour over at the Oval. You know, in East Belfast there. I never get Doc Mangel's points for bad behaviour. There you go. There's a span on the works.
What happens in tour stays in tour.
Okay, enough says.
Remember us three were on the Big Dipper together.
I just stuck that way up.
Right, this is a question before we go for a tune. Jaffa, what tune is Fox going to play tonight?
Step McGarley.
Alex?
Pass.
I think you might go for the Anniversary Waltz.
Anniversary Waltz. Let's go. We only had the Rangers over here.
Right, get yourselves to mute because we're going to have a tune.
little Ulster man. They say this day that I must hang. Well, I fought that evil band, and I freed my native land. They say this day that I must hang. So build my gallows, build them high, that I might see before I die the antrim glen, the hills of County Down, and I'll see again the lights of home. The antrim glen, the hills of County Down, and I'll see again the lights of home.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
No, that's another song I didn't know.
It's a lot better. That's a lot better. Well done, you Foxy. He must have took his medication.
Oh dear. I don't ever go to Fox. He's a top man. Top man. Right, okay. Where are we? Right. Right. Well, we were joking about the trip going to Europe, the price of the away trip. I'm not surprised they're up because obviously the price of aviation fuel has rocketed, no pun intended there, Jaffa. But the club made an announcement yesterday. We never really had time to discuss it about fan engagement. Do you see it as a positive, or is it just going? Or do you see it's just going to be a box ticked? How do you see it?
I think it's a positive, Fox. I think anything at all to do with the club getting closer to their customers or closer to the fans is got to be a positive. I've seen the registration form. I've actually registered myself, so I'm hoping to get some information back that I can attend. And I see there's a drop-in as well. I think is it next Monday or something? I think there's a drop-in to go in and cast any thoughts and any improvements you want to see around the stadium, whether it be for disability access, food, buys, of course, anything like that, anything, season tickets, of course, ticketing will be high on the agenda, because ticketing, satisfying our fan base is, as we spoke briefly off here, myself and Stevie and yourself, the amount of numbers that went to Seville, with a fan base that big, a global fan base, trying to satisfy ticketing is always going to be the biggest headache. How they solve that, I don't know the answer to that. I'm not sure. Do they get it right all the time? I don't think they do. Do they get it right a lot of the time? I think they do. But, I mean, to talk about those kind of prices to go and see the club on a day charter to Belgium, considering the distance between Glasgow and Belgium, that sounds... But, as you say, costs in the world now. I mean, I was just reading, the cost of fuel for everything, for energy, for all of us, as we all know, the prices are rocketing.
Aye. That's a good thing. Obviously, you've never really made registration in your time, Stevie, but would there be something maybe you and your boy would be interested in? Because he'll look at things different for us,
Oh, 100%. The young team, they've got their own outlook, haven't they? But if that's a +1, Jaffa, I'll go with you. But any time our club sits down with any sort of association or any kind of our fan base, it's a plus. Because I did think last year they lost it a wee bit with the City Cup and some other things. There's some other wee bits and bobs. But tell me a club, guys, that does get everything 100% right. Come on, I mean, look, we've got to sometimes step back and look at the bigger. They're doing a great job behind the scenes. I know they come in, I know the boy Robertson especially comes in for a bit of criticism and whatever. But what they're doing for our club, where we're at right now, they're the guys that helped us get there, and all as much as what the team did. They've all done their job and they've done it well. You know, they've made a few mistakes, as I said. Tell me a club it doesn't. But any time that our people, hierarchy, want to sit down with any Rangers fan base, it's always a plus. You've got to talk. You've got any as individuals, as groups, as a conglomerate. You've got to sit down and have dialogue to make things better than what it already is.
I agree. Alex?
100% agree, Stevie. Communication is key between the fan base and the board. I think it's been lacking in the last year or two. I believe that the SLO, Greg Marshall, isn't acting basically as a go-between between the Rangers supporters clubs and what they're looking for and what the board, are listening to him or not listening to him, whatever the case may be. But I'm glad Stevie brought up Mr. Robertson's name there. As you were aware, last night there was Glasgow City Council held a civic reception for us, which was, well, depending on which side of the fence you want to see it, I think it's a good thing that they recognise what we offer the City of Glasgow. But I thought Robertson's comments and interview after it left us a wee bit short to be desired. He was basically saying we can't move forward unless we kind of drop a wee bit of our history and heritage. There's a lot of Rangers supporters out there that are proud of the history and heritage here at Glasgow Rangers Football Club, and I don't think we should ever be compensating that to tactically move forward in whatever he sees as the blueprint for us. So I don't know your thoughts on that, or whether you've seen the interview.
I've seen this transcript, mate. I read it quickly, but it depends how you read it. But I get it. I don't think we've got anything to apologise, but we have anything to apologise. We've made mistakes like everybody else as a club, and we should be proud of our history. Proud. I wouldn't swap our history for any other history or a team in Glasgow.
What are you getting at?
Well, you can do that any way you want, mate. Yeah, I don't want to ever go to the Thistle, but
and your curtains are nicer than theirs as well.
New curtains.
Listen, can I come in there? I listened to that a bit. Right, I was at work today and I was listening a bit of the City Chambers. We all know for years and years what the City Chambers is. We all know what they're all about. And so does he, guys. Listen, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. So does he, guys. But let's be honest, they've sowed the seeds with the BBC, and I think they're doing the same with the Glasgow Council. Sometimes you've got to lose the battle to win the war. You've got to look at the bigger picture. We might want things in years coming up, whether we're expanding our stadium or whatever. And see, when he's talking about sometimes you've got to lose a bit of your history, until he mentions a specific bit of that history, you have to be careful what way you're thinking. So we've just got to dissect. Everybody will dissect it a different way, but the way I look at it is sometimes you've got to lose a battle to win the war.
Maybe picking rid of the old pies and bringing in new pies, Stevie.
Right, listen, let's get that sorted out right out here now. Right, this pie thing started off as a joke. You have got me down as a big dirty pie eater that goes round all the gruns eating pie. I'm too busy doing the bouncing of the Union Bears to worry about pies. But listen, guys, I've had a bit of mate. It's been excellent, and I would have given Ross County Pie of the Year at 100%. It was a big belter, man. So it was.
Stevie, what pie do you eat when you're watching Love Island? Stevie, what pie do you eat when you're watching Love Island?
Well, it's my anniversary, so I'll let your imagination run wild.
Jaffa. Yeah. Glasgow City Council. That would be the Glasgow City Council who 8 years ago in the Commonwealth Games, which is quite apt tonight because it's opening in Birmingham, I'm going to ask you a question, Jaffa. You're a man that likes numbers, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So there was the money spent was divvied up in basically the 3 Glasgow stadiums, but the vast majority was spent for one night in a place that holds 50,000 towards the Commonwealth Games. Another stadium, but a small percentage, it had 350,000 people attend events at the Commonwealth Games. Another stadium had over 500,000 people attend.
There was also arenas built in that particular area of Glasgow. Strategic planning had gone into play before all that, but we know all that goes on. We all know.
Am I being cynical, Jaffa?
Oh, you've been realistic and you've been factual. That's what you've been, and it's a fact, Ox. We know what Glasgow City Council stands for. We know the land deals that have went on. I'll have to be careful what they say, but we know there's been situations. But I think Alec brings up a good point. I listened to the interview myself earlier today. My interpretation, Alec, I think there's a bit of political boxing going on.
Lose the battle, win the war. Exactly what I'm trying to say.
In the same way with the BBC, they got the apology. The club got the apology. We've been vindicated for what happened with the BBC. But when that happens, you've got to draw the line and you've got to move forward. And then our position is coming from a position of strength to negotiate. And we all know the BBC have been found out for what happened for the 7 or 8 years of the way they treated us. They've acknowledged it. They apologised. So, and I think you'll find that that's my interpretation of what's going on for the greater good of our club, with what's going on at the SFA, with what's going on at the SPFL. But I think we all know what's happening, what's going on at these bodies like Glasgow City Council.
Hi. Then come back to the BBC one, mate. I said it at the time, and I'll say it again. They needed us more than we needed them, because nothing changed. For our club, the games were sold out, people were still interested, buying all the merchandise. Nothing changed. The only one who suffered with it was the BBC.
Yep.
Yeah, bizarre as it sounds.
It's good to right things over here, isn't it?
What's that, mister?
It's good to be in the news for the right things again. The success of the club is the football side of things. It's great to be big news again.
Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going it quickly, and we've got the interview for Stuart Robertson. If you want to hear it, if that's all right with you, Stevie.
Aye, go for that. Yes.
So get yourself in mute, lads.
Stuart, it's another milestone moment in the club's 150th year, and how fantastic to be recognised by the City of Glasgow.
It's a great honour, Nick, to be awarded this civic reception in such a wonderful building. As you've seen tonight, it's an amazing room in the City Chambers, and we're delighted that the City Council has recognised the club's 150th anniversary. The city and the club are intertwined with one another. We think of ourselves as a community club, and our Glasgow roots and our Govan roots and our Ibrox roots are very, very important to us. And through the work that we do with the Charity Foundation in particular, we were very proud of our association with Glasgow, and that's something that we're delighted has been honoured by the council tonight.
How proud do you think the club should be, the fact that you've brought so much honour and glory to the city and recognition of the city, of being Rangers and being such a key part of the fabric of the city?
The club's a fundamental. The club's an institution, and we've been here 150 years. As the city's grown, Rangers has grown. You think in the economic benefit to the city of Rangers being in Glasgow, and in so many different ways, the people that come into the city to see Rangers or to do the tours, and you just think in the. Even if you go to Seville this year, for example, we're carrying the flag. We're carrying the flag for Rangers, but actually, it's we're doing Glasgow proud as well when we're at events like Seville. And I think you saw the way the fans conducted themselves and enjoyed Seville, which was fantastic. Everybody went in a party. So, as I say, Rangers, Glasgow should be proud to have Rangers, and we're very proud to be part of Glasgow.
Within the Lord Provost fantastic speech that she made, she referenced the fact that it's more than a football club. Yes, football is a very important part, but there's so much more to it as well, which must make the club very proud. Glasgow Rangers is a way of life for so many people, as you know. It has been for so many years. You see some of the guests we've got here tonight as well, and people who've not been around the club for a long time but have contributed to the history and they've contributed to those traditions and upheld the standards that were set a long time ago. And it's great to see some of the people there tonight. We've got the families of some of the former managers who are sadly no longer with us. We've got David Holmes here, who, for me, it's first time I've met him, so I always remember that iconic moment when he opened the door in the Blue Room and Graham Souness walked through it. And as a Rangers fan, that was just a huge moment in my time following Rangers. So it's great to see some of these people and get the opportunity to meet people. We've got other clubs from the Premiership here as well, and it's fantastic that they've come to join us in enjoying this occasion this evening, because we're part of a league, we're part of a healthy competition, and I think that's good, and that's helped make us what we are. And the club's traditions and standards are something that we're 150 years down, but we're about to start the next 150 years, and it's so important that we don't get held back by the history and the tradition, but we use it as a foundation to take that leap forward for the next 150 years. And to be bestowed such an honour by the City Council, and as you mentioned, so many other professional football clubs from Scotland here in attendance tonight, perhaps speaks volumes of the relationships that have been constructed with other organisations over the last couple of years.
Yeah, listen, we all know we had a tough time for a few years, and when we came back, we had a lot of fixing to do. We had a lot of there's a lot of relationships that we need to build. We're here. Rangers is here. Rangers is going to be here for much longer than me. It's going to be here for another 150 years and beyond, hopefully. And for us to be successful, and for Rangers to be successful, and have the best possible chance going forward, we need to have strong relationships with as many different groups and entities as we can. That doesn't mean we don't have our differences from time to time. We talk about the Rangers family, and even within the Rangers family, occasionally we have the odd difference. But we need to be working with people, and that's so important in terms of driving ourselves forward. But taking it forward, it's working with the ECA, working with UEFA. We have to look. We're also very proud of our Glasgow roots and our Govan and Ibrox heritage. You look at the world's becoming a smaller place, so we need to make sure we're out there pushing ourselves and increasing the profile of the club, so that the club has the best possible chance in the future.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
On you go, Jeffer.
That was a bit of a risky intro, wasn't it?
You got to spare 50 pence.
That's old school boy. That's old school boy being naughty. Anyway, we've been joined by Warren. Evening, Warren.
Hi, Ox. How are we going?
Good to hear from you, brother.
Hi, guys. I'll tell you, just calling, I want to pick up on a point you mentioned earlier about, what we're looking for in a new season. Mm-hmm. Now, personally myself, I was thinking, this time last year. Now, I know you can't read anything into pre-season friendlies, but we played Partick Thistle and then we played Tranmere. And I watched them and I thought, mighty, it's not looking good. A couple of good games at Brooks, Real Madrid, everybody's tails were up. We done well against Arsenal. And then we get into the league and, we just couldn't get through the gears at all. We get into Malmo and it wasn't happening. And then we get beat by Dundee United. Now, I think at the time we always said, we'll click into gear and we'll start get going. For the word go, personally myself, I just couldn't see it with Rangers. Now, we finished the season very strongly. Good team. We're a wee bit limited up top with no striker. The way it's gone this season, again, you can't read in the pre-season friendlies, but I like the way we're playing. I like the way we're playing towards the end of last season. I like the way we're playing now. All right, it's only friendlies. We've got the guys to come in. I think you're in for a great season, boys. I really do.
Yeah. Chaffer and Stevie.
Warren, I think you're good to speak to you again, Warren. I think you're right. I think there's a lot to be positive about. The signings, I think, have been very, very clever. There's been some great recruiting went on, and I think there's a lot to be positive about. I like you. I like the movement of the players. I like the systems that we're playing. We were chatting earlier on about what will happen Saturday. Just a hunch I've got. I think we might go 3 at the back. But what's great about that, Warren, is that we've got those options of going 3 at the back. We've got the personnel to do that if Gio so wishes to do that. I'm very positive about it. Tom Lawrence for me looks a great acquisition, and so does the boy Matondo. In fact, all of the players do. And I'm also really keen to see the young lad from Turkey coming in and joining us and see what he's got to bring. By all accounts, he's the real deal. So a lot to be positive about, Warren.
Yeah, definitely. As I say, we're starting to get through the gears, and the guy I'm looking forward to seeing is the boy from Bayern Munich. Is it Tillman?
Tillman,
obviously the Turkish boy as well. And I really think, this Rangers side, and all right, it's only pre-season. We finished last season well. We're playing some great football. I think we're going through the gears, and I'm very, very confident now. I'm always honest with myself. Last time I'd seen it last season, I thought these things, this is absolutely murder. I don't like what I'm seeing. But this year, I do like what I'm seeing, and I really think we're very positive. I think we've got a great side. I think we're going to actually be tremendous. It's a long time since I felt this way at the start of a season. You're going back maybe about 12, 15 years.
Oh, Stevie?
I said at the start of the show, we all know that these pre-season friendlies, I said the exact same thing as Warren. I said we can't read into them too much, but it's all about getting minutes and legs. But just let me tell you, there were spells in the West Ham game and spells in the Tottenham game where our movement was absolutely tremendous, absolutely great. And the signings, I'm just the big boy Kovac. I just can't wait to see him. I think this big boy's going to be outstanding for us. I think we all's going to have to up his game. I really do. No less the two of them play together. But I can only agree with one. Things are looking very, very positive. And Tottenham Hotspur, I mean, Harry Kane's probably worth more than our whole team that we had out, and we had them in that game, that first half. We really gave them a wee bit. We played them. We showed them we can play. We weren't a bad team at all. And even in the second half, taste and spells, after they get their 2 goals and we came back into the game. And let's be honest, Big Sands, I know he was leaning back a bit, but he should have done better with that. Probably got a draw. But I think, Warren, you're right. We're looking good. The signings, we're all excited to see the Turkish boy and then Tillman. But you don't play for Bayern Munich if you're a bad player, mate. And I'm looking forward to seeing these boys. It's really exciting times. Maybe the downside here, guys, is all the young boys that we thought, his name escapes me, the young boy up front, we thought he was going to get uptight.
Alex Lowry.
Aye, Lowry, aye. I mean, that's going to be the downside for me. I don't think they're going to get as much game time as they maybe we would have liked. But these boys, I'm all excited about them. The big man up front, I've been watching his movement. Unbelievable for a big guy to get about.
I think, Stevie, you're right. See about Alex Lowry. Personally, myself, I was looking forward to it pre-season. I thought the boy might get a chance. I believe he's got an injury just now. That's why we've not seen him. But the other side of the coin is, to me, this Rangers side, we're starting to move up a couple of gears. And, it's still pre-season. We know that. I think we're going through the gears just now. I'm really looking forward to Saturday. And I'll tell you another thing. Right, I think it's maybe early September before we go up there. But you know yourself, any time you go up there, you're always a wee bit of trepidation, a wee bit of doubt. I'd take them tomorrow. I would take them tomorrow. On this Rangers side, I'd go up there and we'll go for them. I'm very confident about this.
Can I ask you a question then, Warren? I accept your point. I think you're spot on with the Tranmere and the Partick Thistle games compared to the season before that, or pre-season, when we went away to France and we won that tournament and we were all at, wow, we didn't look as fit, we didn't look as hungry. Do you think the vibes were coming through for the manager even then?
Possibly, Ox, possibly. It's a wee bit hard to tell, isn't it? You know, but as we said, you know, Gio let him have his inside. We said this, but maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and Gio's now he's getting his inside together, and I think it's looking good. And it's just the friendlies. I like what I'm seeing. You know, towards the end of the last season, nice football. I mean, crikey, that game, Hearts away at Tynecastle. All right, it was a meaningless game. Rangers were brilliant that day. All right, Seville, that's a different ball game. It's a level above. The Scottish Cup final. But what's the other thing? It's putting the ball in the net. That's the only wee lingering doubt about this Rangers side is putting the ball in the net. But I think we've got the boys in there for midfield, guys like Tom Lawrence, Boyd Tillman. He's still to show his cards. And we've all heard what's been said at Ibrox. The words are coming out. The boy's phenomenal. And that's why, you know, we're playing. It's not as if we're playing crap. We're playing well. And we're still to get big guns to come in. I'm really excited about this Rangers side just now. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, Warren, you're on the spot. You're Giovanni Van Bronckhorst and you're picking the team for Saturday. The boys have had a go. Well, no, ask Alec Kelly because he didn't know anything about football, right? You're picking the team.
Oxen back.
Right, Warren, get your team out there for Saturday.
Well, that's a hard enough. I couldn't really, and I know you do this a lot, and I don't actually like it. No, I wouldn't call it. But what I would do is if I had Tillman in there, I would have Lawrence playing as well,
right.
And just you know the side we've been playing with. I wouldn't play McGregor. You know, right. I love McGregor to bits. He's a great shot stopper, as you showed against Tottenham. But in my eyes, he cost us too many points last season. But that's not coming off the line. I don't like that at all. I would play McLaughlin. I really would in goals.
So you would go basically McLaughlin, Tavernier, Golson, Suter, Barisic to start. Yeah.
Aye, Suter. And I believe he's had a bereavement in the family. I think I'm right in saying.
Right. Well, it might not be available then, depending on what happens, yeah? And if
I think he's played these friendlies and he's up against top notch. And I would say I wouldn't say he's a weak link, but he's been caught a couple of times. See the boy, is it Ben Davis?
Aye.
I would like to see him in there. I want to see that boy starting for Rangers.
I think he's only played 45 minutes, mate. I don't think he's fit enough to start a league game.
Right, you know, right.
Yeah.
But then again, it might have been said earlier today, you know, Suter against Livingston, you know, that's his bread and butter. You know, he's done that. That's why we've got Ibrox just now. You could actually play him. And I'll tell you another one. See Kamara, he's played. He's been shown great. He's one of these players. See when he's good, he's very, very good. See when he goes missing, he'd be well sitting in here with me. You know, he's great when he's on the ball. You know, you just can't make your mind up with Kamara. You know, he's great when he's playing and he's playing well. But my only wee doubt is where the goals are coming from up front. But I think with the new side that we've got, I can see a lot of goals coming from midfield where we've lacked on last season.
And that's a fair comment because we know that, bizarre as it sounds, Jaffa, in the league, we made the games tough for us because we never put them in bed.
Spot on, Ox. I think the managers even admitted that in press after, you know, even the season finished. They said when we were signing players, when he signed Kolak, I think that was his exact words. He said we were short on goals from middle to front. The guys in the middle of the park never contributed the 12 goals, whether it be Ryan Kent or if it's going to be Matondo or Tom Lawrence or Aribo. I mean, Aribo I think was probably, I can't remember how many Aribo put away last year, but I think he was the highest scorer in the middle of the park, guys. And other than Alfie, and Alfie's return wasn't that great last year, so we do need more goals. I agree with Stevie. I think Kolak's going to be a great signing. Just for the short period I've seen him movement and up close, the guy's movement off the balls, his intelligence is across the line. He's really, really good.
There was something happened at Blackpool. I think it was Matonda. I might be wrong, but I think he never put a cross in when he made the run. And boy, did he let him go. No.
Oh, he was raging Ox.
I like that.
He's not shy. He's a typical Croat. You know, they don't. It's all about the football, and they give 100%. You know, their energy levels. Really like Kolak. Really like the look of him.
I think his moves has been great. I think you're spot on, Warren. That we put ourselves under pressure by not putting teams to bed. If you think back, Aberdeen at Pittodrie when we dropped 2 points, Ross County away the last minute, Motherwell, Hearts at Ibrox, stupid goals, 2-0 up one game, should have been 5 or 6 at half time. You know, we should be looking at 10, never mind drawing them down 2 each. And these were all silly points, you know, that come back to haunt us. But life's strange. Maybe if we'd have got them, we wouldn't have got Seville, Alex. Huh?
Well, certainly McGregor was phenomenal in Europe. I mean, he was a big part of these to get to Seville, but I'm kind of in Warren's camp. How does that make McLaughlin feel? You know, he's kind of half promised that'll be you number 1 next season, give McGregor a wee cameo appearance to the Scottish Cup, and then he comes back and he signed on. I don't think it's done a lot for his confidence. I thought McLaughlin was excellent in the Scottish Cup semi-final and final, and he commanded his box, which McGregor failed to do in last year. Teams come up against us and they're throwing balls into the penalty area, knowing full well McGregor's not to come for it. I see that as a liability going forward, and it's something that the manager needs to address. You know, it could become a weakness. It could become a problem. I hope not. I love McGregor. I think he's a legend, obviously, for what he's done for us. But I think it is a problem going forward.
If you take Alan McGregor at his pomp, he didn't come for crossboys.
No, but he'd probably more commanding defenders in front of him with Davy Weir and Carlos Queller in that. Golson doesn't attack boys the way they did for me. He loses a hell of a lot. He does, Golson, for me, and he's not exactly commanding in the other box either. Katic is far better than he done the ball than Golson is. But I don't think Katic has got a future now, has he?
Doesn't look like it.
Is that yet?
Doesn't look like it, mate. Well, maybe wrong, but he's not going to play on the right side of defence, and so I think it's difficult for the boy because he looks even less comfortable and John Shooter playing to the left at times with the ball at his feet, and we play the centre halves have got the ball a lot now, Jaffera and Stevie.
Well, they have. I mean, it's the way we play and the way modern football is. I mean, that playing out for the back, they've got to be so comfortable on the ball. They're integral part of the press where the ball goes quick from back end to front, whether it be the diagonals or whether they're going to play it through the middle of the park to guys like Kamara. So, gone are the days where defenders just defend. I go back to the point about Gio and the Dutch way, the total football way. That's what they do, and I like McLaughlin at that part of the game. He seems to be more involved in it, more of the sweeper role. In particular, when we're playing league games against Livingston and Ross County, where we've got high possession stats. So I see John McLaughlin playing a lot more games this season. That's just my opinion.
Stevie,
I just think they've signed Ben Davis, and he's comfortable on the ball. You know, he likes to play with his feet. He's a good passer, and I think at some point he's going to be in there in front of Suter. I really do. As far as Katic goes, I think Katic I don't think he's got a future. I really don't. I do agree with, I don't know if it was Alec Kelly or Jabba. He's more commanding in the box. He's a better header and a big man got up there, but I think the big man's just a bit raw. he's still raw, he's thinking of the game. And I mean, we've got Hollander there too, guys. We're forgetting about Big Hollander. I like Big Philip, but he's no good to us if he's going to be injury prone. Absolutely no good to us if he's going to be injury prone. I think Big Phil is ready for the high jump too, to be honest. But I think Rangers are going to start playing a bit of football along the back, and I think that's why the boy Ben Davies has been brought in. Because apparently he's comfortable in the ball, and just like the boy Tillman up the front, apparently he does the panic. He's nice, smooth, and calms things down, and that's his way. So you can maybe see where Gio's wanting to play for the back, and he's wanting football players, and listen, it's all looking good. But as far as the defence goes, I mean, I'm delighted with the amount of defenders we've got, but not everybody's going to be happy, are they? So, no, they're all pros. They all want to play. And I'm afraid Golson's a mainstay in that team. He doesn't lose a minute. Everybody knows that, So, and it's got to be Ben Davies or Suter. And I'm afraid if a team like Liverpool has brought Ben Davies to fall in for Van Dijk, I mean, your man must have seen something in him to bring him to Liverpool. So it can't be that bad a player. I think it makes good the fact that we've all got, they're all going to have to come on and play their A game as soon as they get their chance, and they're all going to have to step up. That's the good thing about so many of them. But just to watch, we've got to balance the books there and all with Crocs and people like that at the back. I think Ben Davies is going to be in there ahead of Suter once he's 100% fit.
Right,
the rest.
Conor Golson's only guy does more minutes than you. Right. Warren, do you enjoy the passing the ball about the back when the goalie passes it off in the 6-yard box and he puts it in the other centre?
Not at all, Ox. No, that's another thing. Yeah, I mean, who sanctions that? That's a nightmare. And we get caught out Aberdeen at Ibrox. We get caught out with that, and you should know better. I'm not a fan of that at all. I mean, the other option is hoofing up the park is not exactly the answer either, but maybe a wee sensible ball, 30 yards out, whether it's midfield, or out to the right or the left. But I agree with Stevie when he's saying about Ben Davies. I think he's moulded to be in there alongside Golson. And we've obviously got Tav. The boy from Turkey, if he's good, as what his transfer fee is saying he is, that's going to look good, the back four, and then moving out in midfield. My only wee slight concern is, where we are up front. If anything was to happen to the big fella, I mean, Alfie's injured. Roof is as dependable as me. That's my only slight concern. But I think a lot of goals are going to come from midfield. But as I said to you, I'm really impressed with the football we're playing. We're playing great. And I think we're really going to shake it up. We're really going to shake these, especially that lot. It's all looking good.
Oh, glad you're happy. Chaff, I miss the pass the ball, but it's a modern trend, isn't it? Sometimes it just seems mental to me that you try to defend and take the ball about 6 yards.
Good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't get it.
Stuff. I don't myself, Fox. In Warren saying you wonder who sanctions it. The manager obviously sanctions that. But what I will say is, I noticed we done it under Gerrard when we played out the back Ox. I think he'd given strict instructions to ensure that the playing out back was played into the midfield and was played up front. And it was clear Warren picked up the Aberdeen game for an example. We got caught. And I noticed there was a change in that as the season went on last year, because we went back to go into the route one. We'd played in the diagonal. Whether it had been when Hollander was fit, Hollander would go from left to right, and when Golson would go right to left, which is where we got quite a few goals and successes. I quite like that when we've got ourselves into a bit of bother, just clear it. If in doubt, get the ball out, so to speak. But it is.
Can I just say something, Ox?
Yes, of course you can, Morris. Of course you can.
I was watching Suter closely against West Ham at Ibrox, and he obviously wanted the boy to do well. He got off to a kind of good start, and I think he rifled a couple of 70-yard passes that reached nobody, right? And I thought to myself, his confidence has went. See, you're talking about this playing about at the back. So they're playing it about at the back. And every time, see if you get Borna there, right? Borna will actually move forward. And you're maybe talking 30 yards for goal, and they're playing it in and out. Every time, Suter, he had a wee look up, but he played it back. A wee look up, but he played it back. And he had a yard of space. And I thought, that boy's lost just a wee touch of confidence. That's the way I thought it. Great defender. I think the boy. I think he was a great.
I thought it was because he was looking for Barisic, mate, and it was on his right foot.
Aye.
That's the problem I've got with Katic as well, as Alex Kelly mentioned, and Suter. They're right-footed players, and they're playing on the left, and it's affecting their game. So,
aye.
They'll want a jersey and they'll play in the team. But I think you would see the best of them playing on the other side of the park.
Mm-hmm. Where did Suter? Did he play on the right-hand side with Hearts?
Yes, he did.
Did he? Aye.
Aye, he did that.
Right, aye.
Can I just say something? You remember Suter went on a big Dazen run against Tottenham? See what you were saying there, Warren. You're totally right. He was putting it back quite a lot, and he was putting it across the park quite a lot sidewise. But there was a spell in that game. I thought he was going to do a big magic big year. I mind that one against Dundee United. He just took that bit of space and he just went for it. And he got right up into their Miralist, their penalty box. I don't know if you can remember that wee burst. But it's a shame for the boys if they're all right fitted and they're put in there. You're not getting the best out of them. I don't think they're all right fitted, and that's why I think the boy Ben Davis is going to come in there and command that.
I agree with you, Stevie. I think that as well. Well, obviously not seen him, and I think as well. I think he's going to be a great player. I mean, he's got a good pedigree. Obviously, was at Preston where he hit the heights. And then you're going to Liverpool, where they bought him in a kind of panic buy. You're looking at Liverpool, Champions League that season. All right, he didn't get into the first team, but he wasn't there. He was close to it. And it's the same with Tillman. Bayern Munich, you're talking about 2 of the top 4 clubs in Europe, and these boys are on the periphery of getting into the first team, and they're playing with Rangers. And that's why I've got great confidence, these boys will be good players for Rangers. They really will.
Jurgen Klopp seen something. Sorry, Ox.
No, carry on, Stevie. Carry on, mate.
I'm just going to say, Jurgen Klopp does this sign many dumplings. He's seen something. He's seen something in him, and he brought him to Liverpool, mate. That's good enough for me. If that man seen something, I
agree with you.
And obviously Gio's had his horn in the signing day, and he's liked the fact that we're going to start playing out for the back. And by the way, as heart attack material, but you've got to have a bit of faith in him. I mean, I watch Rangers TV or the training videos, and you've forever seen them shooting into tiny wee goals, and they all do that circle thing where there's 2 in the middle and they're all running about, and it's all one-touch football. And they do all the 1-2 stuff and shooting. It's all close ball stuff, and it's so tight. And that's why I think I've got a bit of confidence in them playing it along the back. But common sense has got to prevail. When teams push up high on them and they're finding it a wee bit hard, there's no sense is trying to play football. You just get it hoof it up the park and take the pressure off yourself. You know what I mean? I agree with that, but that's what I think the plan is. I mean, every time I watch them in training, it's all wee circles, one touch and go, and so nice wee football, wee triangles and stuff. So I think that's going to be basically what we'll be doing. But I know you're playing against them and they're playing it along the back. You'll be like, Johnny, just punt it up the park. I get it, but that's... But Rangers, we've got our own brand and our own way of doing things, and we've just got to have a bit of faith in Gio and the players. I mean, that's it.
Right, okay. Warren mentioned Tillman. Then I read yesterday. Andy Halliday was saying he's hearing big things about this boy. Obviously, he must be getting feedback for the training. We only seen him in a small cameo against Spurs. He liked to play with his head up. Always for me, a bigger lad than I thought he was. And first time, everything was first time and rapid, and most of his passes were pretty spot on. So, I'm interested to see where this one goes.
Listen, obviously, I see the very fact that we're going to clubs now like Bayern Munich and Liverpool and Man United and, you know, clubs of ilk. It augurs well in the future, because a couple of years ago when Gerrard comes in, he's looking for loans out of Wigan and Sheffield Wednesday and Huddersfield and, you know, teams of that ilk. So it tells you a story itself where we are now as a club. So the lads get good pedigree as far as I'm led to believe. I think he's shortlisted for young player for a future star for his role way by him. So if we can helps us, that's good for going forward. By the way, see our new signing as well. Got a wee nickname for him. But what's the boy's name for Besiktas again? Got to come Postman Pat. But what was the boy's name again?
Redvan.
Redvan. Postman Pat.
You're going to have to explain that one to me.
Like, the colour of a van does Postman Pat drive?
I don't get it.
A red van.
No, lost you. You're obviously 40 for me, mate. Is that the best you could come up with?
It's the best of it. You can use in your joke book later.
I fell off my seat, Jaffa. You'll need to wait for me a minute. Oh dear.
Did I right up then?
By the way, I'm glad you mentioned the boy Red Van. We talked about Tillman. We have to spend that kind of money, Jaffa, for him not to be in the first team.
Oh. No, we've no, absolutely. Obviously, better believe we've no. And I would like to think that we've scouted them over and over and over. He's been a project. They've been had their eye on him for some time. So, like you, I think he's a first teamer. And I mean, I know it's only YouTube. I very rarely ever even do it. I'll be honest with you. I don't even go and look at the clips, because you can make me look good on YouTube, and that's Godson, by the way, before you come back in. But the boy does look. He looks a player. He looks a real player. So I seen him yesterday pictured with two guys actually on social media. So two guy looks as though he's still dressed as though he's going down to Panama Jacks.
Panama Jacks, I get bad for her.
I thought two guys looked as if he'd just been dug up this morning.
I looked a bit different, didn't he?
Dug up out the grunt.
It'll be interesting to see if Postman Pat gets right into the team as soon as we.
He always delivers.
Yes. Be interesting. Maybe you should have kept that one for when he was playing well, Alex. Then it might have worked.
The wife says that I usually
we're losing you. That would be a shame. Right, but
you never know, Alex. You never know, Alex. He might be good at free kicks. He might put one in the postage stamp.
Alec liked that one.
Oh dear. You never know where a show's going to take you, do you, Jaffa? Warren, it's mental, really, isn't it?
Oh, I know. Unbelievable, isn't it?
You've got to laugh. We don't take ourselves too serious. And listen, if you're out there on Facebook, YouTube, please subscribe and write. It doesn't do us any favours. Rangers Radio is not for profits, but it helps us promote the platform. So if you can do that, take a couple of seconds of your time. Thanks very much. Right, Warren, big week for the club, eh?
What was that, Look? Sorry?
Big week for the club.
Aye. I mean, well, we've got Livingston Saturday and Belgium Tuesday. I mean, notoriously, these at this time of year, these games are difficult for us. I mean, going back to the flaming 90s, many Greek teams, you know, we thought we'd go there and dare them.
Think what happened in Manchester. Think what happened in Europe after Manchester.
Aye, well, no, that was was it Slovakia or Slovenia? Lithuania, aye. I mind crikey watching it in the mother-in-law's house. Crikey, that was a nightmare. But as I say, Ox, this is a different beast. I think we're dealing with just now. I'm very, very confident. This tie, I expect Rangers. I don't think we'll lose on Tuesday. A return game. The next, we could possibly get a hot one, you know, in the next round, which we're expecting. Well, if you want to deal with the Champions League, you've got to deal with this. And as the old saying goes, fear no foe. I wouldn't fear any of them. I'm very confident in this Rangers side just now. And as I say, I think we're just slowly starting to get through the gears. I think we're going to be really good. So, be interesting, you know, hopefully we'll win Saturday. Tuesday we're big again. I don't think we'll lose in Belgium. We'll see how it goes. We get the return. And then, as I say, I'm very, very confident in this Rangers side, you know. Players to come in, they'll be good. It's exciting times, I think, Ox. What do you think yourself?
I do. I think the club, everything's moving forward in the right way. Well, in the next few months, we'll be closing my 150 celebrations. We'll be moving on. We can park that, move behind and move on to a different era. Things are going right after Park. Eglinton House is coming together. We're slowly doing things at Ibrox. That's going to be another revenue stream. It's going to help us. We're not investing in new curtains. Things are going really well. The support are focused. Yeah, we've got our differences. We recognise we never won the league, but nobody's went anywhere. And in fact, we're maybe stronger than we were this time last year. So things are on and off the pitch. Well, gentlemen, reached that time of the evening. AK, you still with us? No, you must have.
Still here. Yeah.
Last word for your good self, mate. And obviously, I've only one thing where you go. Listen, mate, you have a lovely Christmas and we'll speak to you in the new year, all right?
The baggies had one on strike.
AK, last word. John's gone. Oh, he's gone. Warren, give us a word before you go, mate. Great to hear from you.
Thanks, Sox. It's great for the show to be back on. Great for the show to be back on. And this week, we've had a good couple of callers on. You've got a few characters calling to Rangers Radio. One was on the other night there, and he's full of enthusiasm, and I love it when he comes on. You know who I'm talking about. It makes the show. It's just great. I mean, see the 8 to 10, it suits me, and I love listening to Rangers Radio. I think it's a few years now I've been listening to it. The odd time, I'll give you a wee call in, and as I say, guys like the other fella, the other night there, it's great to hear from him. And absent friends, the couch, he was a legend. You know, Rangers Radio is great, and it's great to hear his back box. Brilliant.
The couch.
The couch, aye, George. We'll not forget George.
Aye. George.
some story, mate. That was brilliant.
Thanks,
Warren. Always great to hear from you. And don't you make sure you phone up before Christmas, unlike Alex Kelly, all right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Cheers, mate. Speak to you soon. Over to you.
Hey, cheers, Ox. Thank you.
Aye, thanks for having us on again, Ox. Love Rangers Radio a bit. I think it's a great platform. He's doing a great job, all the boys involved. And great to be on with Stevie again tonight. It's always a good banter and good chit chat, Ox. So thanks for having me, mate.
Stevie?
Aye, what a night, eh? We went for talking about coffin handles to Postman Pat, for the totty for Lanzarote back to the drama. Unbelievable where the show could take you. Some good callers the night. Warren was spot on tonight. Alex is normal. It was an absolute pleasure having Jaffa as my wingman, and it's great to be back, and I can't wait. I really can't wait. And by the way, I'm one short for Saturday. Jamba's got his ticket. I'm gone without one, but I'm definitely gone. I'm going to have to go on a diet to try and squeeze through these turnstiles. They're getting smaller and smaller all the time. But
so
listen,
what you're saying to me, if anybody's got a spare ticket for Livingston, get in touch with the show. There's somebody who would appreciate it.
Yes, 100%. A good bear it goes every. And by the way, thanks to Southside for getting Jamba a ticket. A big shout out to Southside, by the way. Thanks very much. But I'm gone without one, and I'll try and get one. But listen, thanks to Rangers Radio for having us. Absolutely fantastic. And come on, the Teddy Bears on Saturday. Let's start with hitting the ground running.
You hear? Listen, thanks, Jaffa. Thanks, Stevie. Thanks, Warren, for joining us. Of course, Alex Kelly all the way from Lanzarote. He must be having some holiday. Right, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Everybody out there in the Rangers world for listening. We'll be back tomorrow night. The Bridge will be back with us with Juicy Bear. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Sure, I was dreaming of old Ibrox, of her slopes and great grandstands, and I dreamed about the Rangers, the best team in the land. When my memory suggested of a vision bright and clear, of the strange things that would happen if we had the Rangers here. Now if the road to Ibrox Park way up the Shankill, and Ryan Laudrup came from Sandy Road, and Alistair Price came from East Belfast, and old Belfast became then old Glasgow. If the Rangers met the Celtic up at Windsor, sure no green flags at that game they would appear. Ulster's sons would never roll, and all the boys would stay at home if we only had the Rangers over here. I dreamed about her Ulster men who wore the shirt of blue, Bertie Manders and Sam English, Laurie Hamilton, McCandless too. I have dreamed of Whitey McDonald, who came from Lisburn town, and the greatest, Billy Simpson, who never let them down. Now if the road to Ibrox Park way up the Shankill, and Brian Laudrup came from Sandy Road, and Ali McCoist came from East Belfast, and then old Belfast became old Glasgow. When the Rangers met the Celtic up at Windsor, there's no fights at that game, they will appear. Our sons would never roam, all the boys would stay at home. If we only had the Rangers over here. If we only had Glasgow Rangers over here.